What about my sweat equity? Sweat equity. Sweat equity. My sweat equity.
Oh!
My sweat equity.
Yeah! Yeah!
Sweat equity. What about my sweat equity?
That's like Howard Dean. What was his name?
Howard Dean.
Howard Dean.
Yeah!
I still say it all the time.
Yeah. Guy ruined his political career in one yell.
Yeah, and it was kind of deserved.
Well, and then Chappelle made fun of it, and I think that became like when Chappelle's show was at its height, and he did the Howard Dean.
Yeah, poor bastard.
That guy could be like the smartest guy of all time, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I thought. I don't remember. It was a long time ago for us. I think it was like high school, almost, or maybe a little bit after.
2004.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. Now I got to get that drop.
Yeah. See if you can get that Howard Dean. Behind the glass, John Paul. Am I not supposed to talk to you this episode?
No, we could talk to him. It'll just take him a second.
Is he a gimp?
Slow learner.
5-second delay.
It's 2 seconds. Wait 2 seconds. It's fine.
Jampaniac Pictures for your picturing goodness. Nice. Nice.
You know, again, John Paul, that microphone in front of you it's on, and you just talk right into it.
There's no point because I'm on a 5-second delay.
You know,
but I'm saying when you do talk into the microphone.
It doesn't help that the monitor also, I can only see the top of your head, so I can't know if you're about to talk into the mic. That's on a delay for you.
That's fine. Let's just ignore him.
There
I can mute his ass.
Like that.
He's not bringing any interesting content.
He's doing some dry rubbing anyway.
Mm.
Yeah. How is that going, by the way?
Oh, he's gone silent now.
Oh, I see how it is.
All right, we'll just talk about it ourselves and just speculate.
We'll just bring up hot topics.
I literally responded to you, but the delay you did not wait for.
Oh.
I didn't hear it. Did you? I
Yes,
heard that.
I said that the dry rub is going good.
No, you didn't. I mean, we would have heard it on the fucking...
On Tourette's like that?
Check the tape.
The dry rub is going
You did.
good.
You talked over it.
Let's keep asking him questions and just talk over him. Yeah.
I'm gonna lose my voice pretty soon.
Yeah, you sound bad. How'd that happen?
I'm working too much.
Yeah, but earlier, like 2 seconds before we started, you didn't sound like that. Oh, maybe because I just block you out when you talk.
Yeah, we were worried about the pre-production of the show.
Mm.
I mean, look, we've got a setup here in the Sweat Lodge studio that's pretty goddamn good. We're starting to people are starting to rent it out. We're gonna put it on what's is it
Sweatlodge.studio.
Yep. And so we'll have the pricing up there pretty soon. If you're local to the Tampa Bay area. If not, we're going to figure out how to do remote production. That'll be the next move.
How do you figure that's going to work?
Well, they'll have to get their own equipment, and we can FaceTime production setup, but we can remote produce in.
Sure.
Why not?
I mean, if they're going to do that, why would they hire us?
To remote produce. There's the John Paul part.
Oh, yeah. He's obviously irreplaceable.
No drop.
He's talking to the
he
microphone.
Didn't even talking to the mic.
He just said "fuck off," and I just heard it through the glass.
Fuck off. That was.
He's talking into it. It's not turned on.
The show's gone off the rails. Thanks to Matt Fernandez.
2 in a row. The whole thing is fucked.
I blame Matt Fernandez's BO.
Fuck off.
There you
Whoa.
go.
Now you have Tourette's.
There
So
it is.
I guess which way do you want to go with this episode? Because I want to talk tech stack.
Let's talk tech stack.
Do you know what that is?
Yeah, it's when you it's building a website on the back end.
This isn't a job interview. Don't worry.
Right?
No.
I try too. I'm a perfectionist. I try too hard.
Yeah.
I work too hard. I care too much.
It's a term.
That's my biggest
It's
weakness.
a term. I wanted to talk about it because it's a term I see being thrown around in a lot of digital. Even if you're not into the digital game, I think it's becoming one of those terms that like everybody thinks they know and they don't. I had to look it up. I'll admit it. I don't care.
Was I wrong? What is it? What is it?
Well,
actually?
you're in the zone. You're in the right area. So it's kind of like what is the supporting cast of apps basically to your business?
Oh.
What software are you using that integrates with everything? What's replacing humans in your business, essentially? We talk about it a lot because we have to integrate a lot of things, right? Make you look bigger than you actually are.
Right. That was not my guess.
Well,
I always think because they use a term stack
Yeah.
when you build a website old school,
yeah, yeah,
you know, from the ground up, but that's different.
yeah. So
We're
there's-
talking like
there's a
automation.
tech stack, I think, is just what's in your arsenal, really. But
Your arse,
your arse, what's in your arse? You got some tech in your
prison
arse.
wallet.
You got a Nintendo Power Glove up your asshole.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they mean.
Way up there.
Yeah.
Mm.
Hit that AB, 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 AB. Like motocross. Or
That's not a code. That's just mashing buttons.
no, what was the game? Excite Bike. That's what I meant.
Oh.
So
Hey, that's one of John Paul's favorite games.
people just turned off the podcast.
Oh,
my
it's
God.
fun. It's
Oh my
fun.
You guys, fuck off.
Anyways,
Thank you.
Site Bike.
That's how we get more sponsors. So what's it called? So your stack. I mean, you can call it your stack. But when people are talking about tech stack lately, they're talking about the soft skill shit. They're not talking about the hardware, or they're not talking about like real data architecture kind of stuff, like a lot of old school websites.
Yeah, like
So
your
you're-
project management
Yeah.
app, or your like Zapier connects all the other apps, or Salesforce.
Right. So the first thing you can do, though, if you want to do an audit, which is I hate saying that word because I think it zones out everybody. It's like talking about mortgages. I just or insurance, immediately go to sleep.
Yeah.
But if you want to save money on your tech stack, if you are a small business or a brand that you're kind of patching everything together with a bunch of apps and one integrates with the next, and if something, cause I'm thinking about it a lot because our ops went to shit when I got depressed over the summer, pretty bad, and I've slowly been trying to work our I call it our ops, but our tech stack back to being super efficient.
Yeah, it needs some streamlining. We've just kind of piled some things up, and there's duplicates that do the same thing, or you know.
But it's like an assembly line in a lot of ways. That's what I think about in operations, because we have so many integrations that have conditional relationships to it, right? So if we use Proposify, and we're still manually doing a lot of stuff in Proposify, that doesn't make sense, number one. Number two, if it's connected to our QuickBooks, and we don't use QuickBooks anymore because fuck you, QuickBooks. FreshBooks.com
FreshBooks.com/sweat.
Go to GoFreshBooks.
Go FreshBooks.
.com/sweat. It'll give you, it's not HTTPS, so you might on your Google Chrome, it might, or
You got to manually enter in your
it might
credit
be
card.
like, no. It might be like, hey, this might not be safe because
Yeah.
the affiliate links we have from whatever company we agreed to this 2 years ago, I don't think they've been counting our affiliate links because I literally signed up and I don't see anything on there. We're still gonna
pushing
promote
it for some reason.
Well,
How about QuickBooks /sweat?
yeah, go FreshBooks.
Just start making our own shit up. Why not?
Well, we could. I mean, I thought about using our referral affiliate codes for the apps we use in our tech stack, because the first thing I do when I get into an app we're going to use is I try to go get that code, put it in Evernote, so that if someone's looking for that, I have that ready to go.
Yeah, so you can hound them.
Why not
to
save
put your-
money, though, right?
Yeah.
Because I've been bad about that. Like, it takes an extra, 35 seconds to go to do that part.
Right. I mean, you have no pride afterwards, but
No, but we had a meeting in here with other digital agencies, and it was a streamlining meeting, and I was like, "Hey, Proposify, we lost DocuSign, and we don't have to use Quiller anymore."
right.
But Proposify does both. Quilla.
Australian app,
That's more.
I think.
That's more
I
New
think
Zealand,
it
I
is.
think.
Yeah, I just kind of
Mary?
mash them all together.
That's but that saves us what, $120 a month.
Yeah,
Times that by 12.
Yeah,
In your fancy pants.
$144,000 a year.
Whoa, this guy's not just all looks. Is that right? Yeah.
$1,400.
It ain't nothing to sniff at. But
Yeah.
take pride in the cheapness, right? Instead of kind of just being like, oh, on to the next thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, paying
should.
for an app is not always the best way to go. There's free shit out there that's better than pay apps sometimes. I mean, you just got to do the homework.
So that's the whole crux of this, right? You have to do a cost benefit kind of. You don't have to like put a piece of paper down and go what's worth what, but you have to go, okay, is it worth my time to do this over this?
Right.
How much should I be paying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because I started getting creeped up by the QuickBooks. I was like, I guess we need this feature. And I was like, I looked back and I was like, we've been paying $60 a month for some.
Whoa.
A lot of shit we didn't even use.
Oh yeah, you had the.
Well,
big,
we have
big package.
subcontractors that could have eased a lot of that pain, but I could manually do that because we try to use the number one on the depth chart as much as possible.
Yeah, I mean, and we're not doing multiple transactions a day. It's not that much to manually enter it. So.
Right. So your tech stack for most small businesses, we're going to talk professional services, right?
Sure.
Your lawyers, your doctors.
Hookers.
Doctors are a little different. Let's say you're a specialist, more of like a dermatologist, plastic surgeon, that kind of thing. You've got PR companies, you got digital agencies, accountants, CPAs, CFPs.
Sure. Any business could have or should have in some capacity a tech stack.
Well, I keep
right?
I keep it in the professional services, white collarish area only because, you literally.
You hate poor people.
No, I am a poor person. Well, I hate myself. So yeah,
Exactly.
That makes sense. No, but if you have a product, you get into manufacturing, that gets trickier, right?
Oh, sure.
So I'm trying not to steer in that area because that's a longer episode. If we get into e-commerce and you make your own product at home or even your Etsy store, that's another beast.
But I mean,
But you can do it.
If that part of it is not online, I mean, there's an app that can make your life better, even if it has nothing to. Even if you do sell things, like it doesn't have to have to do with that, like the transaction process. It could be your employee scheduling, whatever.
Ooh,
there's all kinds of shit
I
out
just
there.
came up with a bad dad. Get the soundboard
get it ready.
You know how you have like
Okay, it's ready. Warmed up.
It's warmed up. That bugle, that
Mhm.
fugle horn.
Mm-hmm.
You know how you have paralysis by analysis when you have too much data. You have too many things to look at.
Mhm.
Our fantasy league has too many things about baseball sabermetrics I don't care about, right?
What? The new advanced statistics, bro?
I'm kidding.
Well, you are a fantasy baseball genius. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Okay.
Fucking idiot. Fantasy baseball.
That wasn't it, but
Moving on.
you can have too
What's
many.
next on the list?
You can have too much. You can have too many apps in your tech stack.
Mm-hmm.
I'll call it AppSap. Thank you.
I am the Pullout King.
Thank you.
Shouldn't have any more kids.
Analysis or paralysis by analysis, getting sapped by app. Thanks.
Yeah, that.
We can have too many at one point.
Go ahead, get it out of your system. Say it a bunch of times, because I'll hear
AppSap?
you. I'll hear you saying it.
You're talking about
on the
AppSap?
other. Yeah, get it out. Go ahead.
I'm not sure. Is Jean Paul asking for AppSap? Okay. So you can get AppSap, and one thing you can do right away to do that audit is go on a site called Siftree.
Spell it.
Siftery. Siftree.
I've noted. There was another website I went to the other day that didn't have the double T's. What do you think about that? Because Sift Tree, is it Siftree or Siftree, where it makes it all one
It's
word?
one T, I think.
Oh.
You're gonna Google it anyway because all these apps have .co or .studio for Sweat Lodge .studio. You're gonna Google it anyway. But what it does is you link it into your banking system or your accounting system, and it'll bring up all these recurring charges you're doing. Your PayPal too. So if you want to link it into your PayPal, if you use that for business, and whatever your recurring charges are that you use your apps. We use Cognito Forms for a form system. We use Asana for our project management.
Sure. Bird Eye.
Big
one.
Well, we haven't been using Bird Eye in a while. I'm in a fight with them. I think they put
fight with all these faceless app companies.
Right, because they're faceless.
Yeah.
And I'll talk shit to all of them. That might be the next episode where I just reel off a fucking roast battle and all of them.
Or tele-roasting. We roast the people who aren't here.
I'll bring a representative on, please.
Yeah, really.
I'll fucking
Let's lure 'em
I'll
out.
murk you. But the like Jot form, I'm like, hey, I canceled this fucking form. We needed it for a client that had HIPAA forms,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, huh? What? You can hit this chat form, and then we'll get a customer service person to email you. I'm like, just the thought of going back and forth for 5 emails. I know it's not that much time.
You know that Cognito does HIPAA.
It does, but it
has.
was more expensive.
Oh,
So
then doubling up on apps.
well, it was a client's app.
Mm.
And
Oh,
now he's a bad debt client, so
Right.
it makes it even worse.
yeah. Very
Uh,
painful.
So, what's it called? So you
Siftree. You were
use
talking about
Siftree.
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 Siftree. So you use that, and it'll tell you, hey, you're using this. You might want to look at these 4 alternatives at the same price, or they do the same thing.
Sure. You know, that's good if you ever, like, lose your credit card or they do the thing where they cancel it randomly and they're like, here's a new one because somebody broke into your – because that shit you have to go through and be like, all right, what do I have that's going to come out of my off of that credit card every month?
I thought about that recently.
Like, you got to have a list.
So I might use Cash App for those things, for the reoccurring stuff, right? Because
Why?
Because it's such a pain in the ass with if I had to dispute something, I had it on PayPal because I was like, well, PayPal be great. So if that credit card's full and it needs to go to a backup, it automatically does it. So I try to do as many things on PayPal. However, when you want to go dispute that charge that was already canceled, it's a third party pain in the ass.
Yeah.
So, and then you're talking like, I'm not even getting into the fees and all that stuff of everything, but like you take in money on those apps, it's like at least 2 to 3.5%.
Oh, yeah. You're talking about for something that is actually an e-commerce sort of thing?
Yeah, I'm kind of jumping around a little bit.
Yeah.
But Siftree will at least show you like this comparison chart. It'll even show you like, hey, you use WordPress. Hey, you might want to think about Squarespace for the same things you need.
Yeah, well, you got to get on you got to use your credit cards for all your monthly stuff and get them points, dog.
Right.
Gift cards. I'm making it rain gift cards.
I need a soundboard on my side, I think.
No.
I'm gonna-
Absolutely
I'm gonna-
out of the question.
I'm going to
okay.
incorporate mine.
No.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
No.
And I'm going to make a cancel out button. So I'm
I'll
going to
just
make
mute it. I can mute that shit right below me.
I'll mute you.
Get big mute off.
Yeah.
Great content.
Helen Keller
Those-
will like it.
It's a meditation hour.
You missed that one?
Helen, I heard it.
Jesus.
Not like
Just
Helen.
comedy wasted
Yeah.
everywhere. So you have your tech stack. The big thing to do is use in your life, you want to connect apps that don't connect, right?
Mhm.
You have if the way I look for apps, by the way, I go through the big dogs, the ones we use the most, the ones that are your hubs of your tech stack. Communication's key. Slack is the best. I have to reformat the way we do Slack because it's kind of getting sloppy.
Mhm.
But we're not using it efficiently. We're not doing notifications in there as much as we should.
Yeah.
It should be an all-in-one communication tool.
Mm-hmm.
So anything business-wise, it should be coming in there, and we should selectively have channels. Basically, Slack, it'll reduce 80% of your internal emails.
Oh,
if
yeah.
you're a small business.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a while since we sucked on Slack's weenus.
It's
but
still the best.
Yeah.
And then someone's going to tell you, well, Microsoft has Yammer, and you're going to be like, yeah, you ever see Microsoft try to make something
just the name alone.
right.
Strike 3.
Fake Parks and Rec app joke.
Yeah.
But it's like one of those things where Microsoft and Adobe, they'll be like, hey, we can do the same thing. We'll do it. We'll have our own. And it's
Yeah.
not that good. Facebook, I heard, has a workplace that's pretty good.
I started to look at it, but I was just like, I hate you, Facebook.
Well, Facebook's here to stay. I hate to break it to people who want to announce to the world they're off Facebook by doing it on other social media, by
Right.
the way, or on Facebook itself.
Yeah.
Wow, you're a real hero.
Yeah. Get all your messages in now. Put them on my wall.
I'm not on.
before I
I'm
close
not going to be
down.
on Facebook anymore. I think it's a waste of time. Like putting down essentially the readers, your friends that are reading the posts.
Right. I don't want to communicate with my friends.
You're a sack of shit if you're on Facebook. I'm getting off of this for Lent.
I don't get it. Like, how can you just not pay attention to the things that are forcing you to get off of Facebook? Obviously, they're looking at something. There's been a pattern of posts that they didn't like just mute those posts.
Oh yeah, no. Well, people don't know how to do that. I need to when I do work smarter, not harder. The solo podcast someday.
Every day now.
I need to show people how to curate your own news feed. It's all it is a little. You have to hover on your mouse over the post. It's got a little caret down,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll have like see 0 posts from this person.
Yeah.
I've been doing it over the years, so there's literally like only
You're massaging
only
your
like
feed.
out of 3,000 plus whatever connections I have on Facebook, like 125 are the only ones I see.
Right. Yeah, which is,
And
damn
it's not
close to whatchamacallit's number.
It's not an echo chamber thing. It's a lot of people that I don't agree with their opinions, because a lot of people do that, where they only hear the people they want to hear.
Yeah, it's not, for me, it's not their opinions. It's just like wasting time.
Right.
Wasting real estate on my feed.
Well, yeah, I consider it. You could be like a one-way friend in real life. You can
Mhm.
suck people's time and never like have any reciprocating respect or anything
Yeah.
with it, or if you really want to break it down to a business term, any value.
Yeah.
There's a value to friendship
Sure.
and stuff. If you're total like, I call it being like a posting slut.
Yeah.
You're just posting like
Oh, I just got to post. I don't care how
long
bad it is.
diatribes. Yeah. To me, it's always a cry for help, right?
Right. It's saying.
I've called people when I've seen like these long posts like, I don't understand men. Men don't.
Yeah.
Like, who hurt you, honey?
Yeah, exactly. You just need an ear to listen.
Yeah.
In real life, though.
Right. People get a phone call. They're like, ugh.
Right. Yeah. It's like, you don't want to be that person.
I'll call people. I don't care.
I mean, there's people, that have you haven't talked to them in years, but you'll see that their slow decline into that person where you're just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I see it happening before my eyes.
Well, the good thing going through what I've been going through lately is like when people find out or see other things online that in my personal life that's been going on, not through me necessarily, but
You're not helping.
They'll hit me up, right?
Yeah.
So the good thing about like doing stand up or being a little uncouth, a little weird, is
You get away with more.
more people hit me up that I think, well, no, I don't care about that. That you have to cultivate.
Yeah.
You get away with more if you don't care.
Right. Oh, sorry, I interrupted you.
I made fun of bird owners on Monday, I think.
How could you?
I fucking hate bird owners.
Yeah, they're creepy.
Every Florida house I've been into that had a bird. I mean,
Super clean, right?
Right. Just think about that sentence. Florida houses in the, let's say 90s.
Even if they're in the cage, they shit outside of the cage
Oh,
somehow.
dude, the cage does nothing.
It's just like a
The cage, like,
conduit to the rest of the world.
the cage, it's almost a metaphor for the human that lives in the house, because it's rarely a person that leaves. It's always someone's mom or stepdad that had
Yeah.
the bird, and they love the bird.
Yeah, and
The
it
bird
talks.
fucking will peck their fucking eyes out.
Yeah, it doesn't care. As soon
That
as you're
bird
dead,
fucking hates you.
if you died, it would come over and eat all of your good organ meat.
And I was like, I was trying to think of a relation. This was more of a math joke the way I came up with it, but I was like,
Uh-oh, math joke.
well, correlation, right?
Okay, I'm
correlation,
waiting.
correlation doesn't mean causation, right?
Uh-huh.
So I was thinking, what is the one trait everybody with a bird I knew growing up had? And it was like that
Eye
shitty
patch.
that shitty station wagon, that
Mm,
wood grain
Yeah.
station wagon.
You're
where you had
right.
3 seats. It's probably only supposed to be 2, but it was only for kids because
Yeah.
you couldn't fit an adult. in
Yeah,
the
they're
back.
just bouncing around back
And
there.
you stare out the rear view mirror, out the 3 seats in the back that face out.
Oh, I remember. My friend's mom had a Volvo station wagon with it built in the back.
Right.
Like, oh, right in the back,
It-
going back in time.
It was rad,
It was awesome when I was doing it.
but it
Thank God nobody rear-ended us.
right. I was thinking how many
Imagine
how
that
many
driver has
car
to see the
wrecks-
kids sitting, coming out, like, oh, God, the last thing they see.
How many car wrecks do you get in? How many of all car wrecks are just fender benders like that?
Yeah.
That would fuck your shit up if you're sitting in the
Yeah,
back.
broken ankles.
And then later in high school, you'd be going to a party, and you'd run out of room. You'd have 6 people for
Uh-huh.
an SUV, Ford
Mhm.
Explorer or something like that.
Yeah, I had a Ford Explorer in high school.
Same here.
2-door?
4-door.
Mine was weird.
Was yours Eddie Bauer? Were you that
No.
guy? Okay.
No, it was the Sport. It sucked.
Oh yeah, the sport just meant basically stock.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, exactly.
Sport replaced stock.
Yeah, I didn't even know they made a 2-door until I
Uh,
owned it.
Yeah, and I remember the thing that sucked about Explorers is you go over speed bumps and it would feel like 4 speed bumps.
Yeah, they didn't have a good ride.
So we always called it sitting animal. Someone had to sit in the back trunk area of an SUV and like kind of
Yeah.
curl up. I'm ready to party. These
That was always me.
these Red Dog beers these warm Red Dog beers in the back are good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's always me.
All right.
I'm slight. I could squeeze in places.
So back to the tech stack, because so the way I'll search for an app, I like to be a resource. I had a buddy in here. We were going over his PPC stuff. I was like, "Hey, have you heard of SpyFu? This is a great service. You can basically look at your competitors' Google AdWords campaigns or see their SEO results.
Yeah.
Because business literally is just iterative. You just look at someone else and go,
copy it.
I'm going to do that. I'm going
copy
to do it the same and do it better.
Yeah.
Right? Or cheaper or faster or quick, whatever it is. It's the opposite of trying to write jokes,
Mm-hmm.
like bird jokes that relate to station wagons. Totally original.
Yeah.
Probably not.
When it comes to apps, your tech stack, I mean, wouldn't you say you want to like have a needs list of things that like, or needs or wants or whatever,
Good
something
question.
like a punch list of things? It's like, I gotta figure something out for this. Start there, prioritize them.
It's really dorky, and we try to skip over it a lot too in here, but we know we will end up, because you spend a lot of time like onboarding a new app. You got to learn it.
Right.
Call it 5 hours probably.
Yeah.
For every part of the tech stack that you have to learn.
Sure.
And so
For most of them.
some of them are pretty intuitive. Social Pilot, the new social media app that does Google My Business, LinkedIn, Facebook page, Facebook profile, Pinterest. We were trying to find this on an episode like 40 episodes ago.
Yeah. Social, that one, the Google My Business is the big one.
It's huge. Dude,
Because like that,
it looks
you're-
crusty, but it's really good.
if you're
It's UX is gross.
prioritizing posting, like that's the one. Like
But-
if you're only going to do one, do that one. Do Google My Business.
And LinkedIn page.
Sure.
Well, you can't. The LinkedIn page, they make it cumbersome, so you have to be on desktop.
Yeah.
You
But-
can't do it on the app.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, well, I think in terms of dental practice, where it's like
Okay.
she gets most of her stuff
Oh, yeah,
from
put it-
Google. If it's
Put that
gonna-
in the professional services too. Yeah,
yeah, for professional services, definitely.
for sure.
But yeah, that's kind of huge.
So-
Social Pilot.
So Social Pilots, you can do a $10. We were trying to figure this out, and we wrote out what do we want out of it. We want it to be able to go on all those platforms we just listed.
Does it do Instagram?
It does Instagram, baby.
It's direct.
Yes.
Okay.
And then if we combine all ours together, I think it would be like the Sweat Equity stuff, Tokabaga, Forest Hills Dental.
Oh God, all of them, all the
We
accounts.
save money.
Well, I mean, that's not for $10 a month, is
No,
it?
but the professional one's like 50.
How many does it give you? Well, dude,
A
we
lot.
we
Pull
probably
it up.
have 50 accounts.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
I don't have internet,
You don't have internet?
and also I don't care.
You don't have internet?
I just have my Wi-Fi off because of the Meevos.
Oh, I need to put I need to put all the referral codes in this episode description. Can we do that?
Can we?
It
We
benefits.
send them to me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, tech stack. It's about workflow process, basically, right? You don't want to get app sap.
Yeah.
You forgot. You thought I forgot about that in a hotty toddy, baby. You thought you were gonna get through, and I wanted to wait to minute 28
I
to do
just
it.
don't have feelings on it.
So I go to Zapier. That's the app that connects apps that don't connect.
You're
Make
talking
sense?
about before you get an app, you'll go to Zapier
Right,
and use them as sort of a store.
because they have all these things categorized. If they have an API, what basically allows it to connect to Zapier, they've got their shit together as an app company
Right.
or a software company. So right there, now, there's a lot of apps out there that you might find, you might get marketed towards that aren't really legit, and it's really hard to tell.
Yeah.
You see this with WordPress plugins a lot of the time.
Right. Yeah.
Right? There's a lot of third-party people. They make them. They look shiny and nice
That thumbnail, little square thing.
lot of
looks
fake
real.
reviews.
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
Capterra and shit, and you're
All
like,
the same day.
yeah,
5 stars.
all from India.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Very-
there's a billion people. out
Product
there.
very
So, so yeah, so you go. you can look on Zapier because that's kind of given that first entry, that barrier to entry. At least these have been checked out by this company.
I like that because if you went on there, they have so many. Chances are you wouldn't need to go anywhere else. I can't imagine that there's something out there that you need that they don't have.
Right. So we want to connect Calendly. If someone makes an appointment for an intro call, I wanted to go to our Cognito form, not the Calendly one that's in there. I want them to fill out something to get more information, but they don't connect natively. So we've got to use Zapier. You pay for, I think, $20 a month to connect like probably 20 different apps, I think. Yeah. Look, all these things, they do cost money. That's why you have to go on Siftree and kind of, you're going to swell up your tech stack and you need to cut down every now and again.
Yeah.
Once a quarter, make a reminder in our iCal. Go, I need to look at what we're doing as a whole company, but if we talk about be bigger than you are as a business, right?
Yeah.
Be bigger. You can digitally, you can look bigger and more professional.
For sure. That's the one place you can do it.
And so let's puff you up by focusing on your digital ops in a way. And then if you need to find an app, go, this needs these 5 things on it.
Yeah.
This is the criteria. I want it to do this. So maybe there's an app that you're going to go, I'll do the basic version because it has all the needs. But when I'm ready to pay more, it has the 3 wants I needed, the scalability of it.
Yeah, you should also have a time frame on just how often you do that audit, like whatever it is.
Yeah.
Every 3,
Should
6
be once
months.
a month.
I mean, once a month really isn't even that crazy.
Should be your period.
Yeah. Full moon, whatever you want. But it's. I like periods.
Yeah.
But yeah,
because it's not fun.
Right.
Neither are periods for anybody.
Yeah.
We don't even have them, and I don't like being around anybody who's having one.
Yeah. Me neither.
You want to talk about it?
No. God, no. Are you fucking nuts?
What?
Holy shit.
You've been talking about it
Let's
for
move on. We got to move on.
5 hours before we got on here.
Did you know menstrual blood?
But you have your website. It has an intake form. If you can or it has drift, and you want to get that information. You want to pull that information in a pipe drive. I'm giving what we use.
I was thinking it's very easy to also blow it up beyond what you need. And then
I have that problem.
Your head just then it becomes I can't even.
It's called AppSap.
Yeah, there's a term. Idiot.
Please, someone put that. If I have a Wikipedia or someone make me a Wikipedia,
World famously known coined the term AppSap.
Yeah, that no one uses.
Yeah.
If anything,
some dork will use it. Some nerd.
Please, someone do a 5-star review on iTunes for us and put, man, these guys taught me about AppSap. And then I'm gonna make some maple syrup called AppSap.
Shit, I wasn't paying attention at the time.
So, the long and short of it is, use Zapier, use IFTTT to connect apps that don't connect.
Stands for if this then that.
Right, and that's more work and life kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So Zapier's strictly pretty much just the apps.
Yeah. Just real quick, I was telling you about the MindMeister app that I was using because I just wanted something easy it's basically just a way for me to visualize everything I have going on in my life, things I don't want to forget, have fall through the cracks. It's free.
And then we already had it.
I know.
We already had an account on Miro, which used to be real-time board.
But it's super simple, so I already did it.
You're still pushing mine.
For the people that don't have
I'm like, Eric, we already
Airtable.
have this. It's not Airtable.
Miro.
Whatever.
I'm not using it, obviously.
Miro. It's a digital whiteboard that you can aggregate a bunch of different things.
I'm trying to help people.
You're only confusing more.
God, you hate poor people, don't you?
I am poor. I'm the poorest person you know.
I know. And you hate yourself.
Yeah.
You keep convincing yourself.
All right.
What about my sweat equity?
I'm done here.
Warning on this one.
Sweat equity.
SweatEquityPod.com.
Sweat equity. My sweat equity.
Stick around for the post roll.
My sweat equity.
If Eric puts
I remember.
Sweat equity. What about my sweat equity?